We are holding out for measurable snow later on tonight in the forecast as we get into tonight and tomorrow early morning. Back to you.
Right now this morning, the FAA has lifted its emergency flight reduction order at about 5 a.m. Up next, more info on how that impacts airports.
And Trump posting overnight, House Republicans should release the Epstein files. We'll have the latest. Thanksgiving is next week, but tariffs could make your holiday dinner more expensive. What's changing at the grocery store? Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Monday, November 17th, just about 6 a.m. Hope your Monday is off to a good start. We'll send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett in the Weather Center. He's tracking some snow. Wow.
Yeah, snow holding on maybe tonight, later on, as we get into a mix of rain and snow to get into the overnight hours. Then eventually snow will take over as we finish out in the early morning hours. Holding on to the possibility of this continuing on, coming up from the areas right by we'll say the Four Corners region, and of course a little bit more to the south of that. We're having that moisture and heading our way. We also have a few clouds with a little bit of light snow also going towards Mason City right now, so we'll keep an eye on that as we finish out your morning. We'll also get into how this all shapes up with the lows this early morning, holding on to 18 as you get closer to areas by Eau Claire as well as Ladysmith, holding on to 22 degrees as you get into areas by Toma and down to La Crosse as well, holding on to the possibility of 29 degrees there by areas by Prairie du Chien. We're looking at increasing clouds for La Crosse, taking us into cloudier skies to finish your morning and lingering all the way into the afternoon as well. We'll see some 40s in the forecast, giving way to Eau Claire where you're looking at 20s and some clearing skies, giving way to some partly to mostly cloudy skies to finish your morning hours as well. We get into that with temperatures holding on to widespread in the 40s. We're on the cooler side of things right now. As we finish out, we're looking at some rainfall potential, about a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch of rainfall, and the possibility of snow. Well, we could get up to an inch plus as far as snow is concerned, and it could be most likely by La Crosse, getting into all that blue there you see right there. Back to you.
Thank you, Art. Some breaking news. The FAA just lifted its emergency flight reduction order just in time for Thanksgiving travel. News 8 Now, Seth Padilla is live at La Crosse's airport with the latest for us. Good morning, Seth.
Good morning, Alexandra. That order was put in place today at about 5 a.m. I was speaking with some of the employees here at La Crosse's regional airport, and that emergency order actually affected some of the flights here. They would see occasional cancellations coming from O'Hare, but like I said, that is officially over at about 5 a.m. today. It forced airlines to cut flights at 40 major airports after air traffic controllers stopped showing up to work without pay. Now airlines can resume normal schedules. Controllers are back at work and getting bonuses for showing up.
It does appear that air traffic controllers are working. The callouts are minimal, and they're all getting bonuses now if they came to work. So I think the morale there is up, as well as the TSA.
This comes just 10 days before Thanksgiving, the busiest travel period of the year. And the first flight just left for Chicago at about 6 a.m. Live at La Crosse's airport, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
All right, some good news for holiday travelers there. Thank you, Seth. And a shift from President Trump overnight. He wrote on social media, House Republicans should vote to release the Epstein files, adding it's time to move on. The House is set to vote tomorrow to force the release of all DOJ files related to the convicted sex offender. CBS News' Bradley Blackburn reports.
President Trump is now urging House Republicans to vote to release the Jeffrey Epstein files, writing, quote, "We have nothing to hide."
They're using Jeffrey Epstein as a deflection from the tremendous success that we're having.
A House vote is expected tomorrow.
There are a lot of other people who are involved who have to be held accountable.
President Trump has directed a Justice Department probe into Epstein's ties to top Democrats, including former President Bill Clinton and major banks, after a House panel released more than 20,000 documents from the estate of the deceased sex offender, whom the president previously said he cut ties with years ago. Both Trump and Clinton have denied knowing of Epstein's crimes.
If they have ongoing investigations in certain areas, those documents can't be released. So this might be a big smokescreen.
The president had a public falling out with House GOP ally Marjorie Taylor Greene over her push for the release, calling her a traitor.
Those are the types of words used that can radicalize people against me and put my life in danger.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, I don't think her life is in danger.
Meanwhile, the USS Gerald Ford now sits in striking distance of Venezuela as the president weighs possible military operations.
It's all about drugs.
The president said Sunday that he may hold talks with Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro. This as the Pentagon also announced another strike against an alleged drug smuggling boat Saturday, killing 3 people. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
The U.S. military struck more than 20 drug smuggling boats, killing more than 80. The Trump administration also plans to label a Venezuelan cartel as a terrorist organization, claiming Venezuela's president leads it. Casa for Kids held a fundraiser over the weekend, raising money and awareness for kids who've experienced abuse and neglect in La Crosse, Monroe, and Vernon counties. Casa, court-appointed special advocates, train volunteers to advocate for children in the court system.
It is our job to make sure that we can recruit and train a community volunteer that is going to consistently be in this child's life throughout the duration of their case.
The organization says children with a CASA volunteer are less likely to return to the welfare system and more likely to be adopted or reunited with family. A Main Street staple in Fountain City is coming back to life with a new look and familiar name. News 8 Now's JDS McGee reports.
The building dates back nearly a century, first as a soda fountain, later as a family-run general store. Now it's been brought back to life, and locals didn't waste any time filling the place back up.
It's been an amazing opening weekend so far. I think the community was just so excited to see this space restored and open again, similar to what it used to be.
The store features hot chocolates, espressos, and lattes. But the owner says what made opening weekend special wasn't just the menu. It was the stories people brought with them.
Opening far exceeded my expectations. I couldn't have imagined more people coming in, and just the vibe in here, the community that gathered. It was so fun to hear stories, people that had memories that were here decades ago, and people sharing it to the next generation. I think that was really special.
The corner store is now officially open in Fountain City. We have a list of their hours for you on our website. Before the Hogan Administrative Center is reduced to rubble, Habitat for Humanity volunteers are carefully removing anything they can save. For the team, it's more than salvage work. It's a way to honor one building by giving each piece a fresh start, as News 8 Now's photographer John Hayes shows us in this week's eyepiece.
Our Reclaim program has been around for quite a few years, but it's been picking up steam in recent years with word of mouth and people hearing about some of these larger projects we've been taking on. It's a great opportunity for property owners like the school district or like the city to salvage material, to divert items from the landfill and make sure that we reduce the waste of these big demolition projects. We have some really dedicated volunteers for the Reclaim program who really like to do this salvage work. It's unique, it's a different project every time, and you get to get your hands on some really cool stuff. So we're really grateful for that core group of volunteers. We've also had brand new volunteers show up and want to get involved.
This project specifically interested me because I taught in the school district for 10 years and I no longer do, so I was like, well, it'll be fun to tear down Hogan, I guess.
Our volunteers bring a sense of like our mission, Habitat's mission, knowing that even though what we're doing on this Reclaim site isn't necessarily, you know, building a Habitat home like you would traditionally think, it directly has an impact on our Habitat homes. I appreciate that all of our volunteers and people who purchase these items share that level of interest and excitement about quality materials. If we didn't do this, this entire building would just be smashed into bits and all of those bits would end up at the landfill.
Important work they are doing, and if you're interested in any of the items that they salvage, you can stop by Habitat's Restore. The time now is 6:07. Still to come for us here, mailing a letter will cost you more next year. eBay set to make a comeback with AI, and Walgreens hourly workers will see smaller paychecks. And high tariffs could change what's on your Thanksgiving table. What will cost you more? For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Paris switching on its iconic Christmas lights on the Champs-Élysées last night. Crowds watched as the trees lining the boulevard lit up in multicolored lights. 200,000 people attended this beautiful ceremony. Looking great there. And maybe you want to fly to Paris. We have a live look for you of La Crosse's regional airport. The first flight of the day is on time. It left just less than 10 minutes ago. It was set to leave at 6 a.m. to Chicago. Things are back on schedule now after that emergency order was lifted. Like Seth told you about, you see not too much going on here, but it is smooth sailing at La Crosse's airport this morning. Stay with us. Seth has more on the airport ahead of Thanksgiving travel just after the break.
Looking for extraordinary savings on fine jewelry? Visit House Diamond Jewelers in downtown La Crosse. Save up to 70% off diamonds, gemstones, and gold jewelry during this limited time event. Inventory is going fast. When it's gone, it's gone. Hurry in to House Diamond Jewelers today.
For over 40 years, La Crosse Glass and Overhead Door has been the go-to company for anything glass and door. We offer a large stock inventory of CEHI garage doors to help you find the perfect fit. As a locally owned business, we take pride in our work and always get the job done. From commercial glass and glazing to residential glass and CHI garage doors, we have the experience and expertise to help you. Call or visit our website today.
A grand piano is more than just an instrument. It's a statement of elegance and a source of endless inspiration. Its rich full tone can fill any room with warmth and beauty, and when you invest in a grand piano from Lighthold Music, you're enriching your life and the lives of those around you. Let their expert team guide you through the selection process and fine-tune your life with the perfect grand.
A lifetime of pleasure, satisfaction, and fun.
Everybody has an instrument. Yours is at Lighthold Music.
Lighthold Music.
Drive your story with a new Ram. Take your next adventure in a new Jeep from Pischke Motors.
Get your Ram or Jeep now during the Wrap Up the Year sales event. Get 0% APR for 60 months on a 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorn and Laramie. And get 0% APR for 60 months on a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. Hurry in because this offer ends December 1st. Go to Pischke.com, Pischke Motors West Salem, or Pischke Motors La Crosse.
I lost my son to an accidental drug overdose. This is why we created the George Ford Recovery Foundation, to champion drug use awareness, funding, and solutions so we don't lose any more kids. You know, there's an effective, simple solution. Narcan kits help save lives in seconds. They're required in schools in many states, but sadly, not in Wisconsin. To save a child's life, please sign a petition at NarcanForSchools.com.
Jolivet Family Farms, known for farm fresh fruits and vegetables, but featuring so much more. For any special occasion, come in and check out our large selection of gift baskets. Gourmet popcorn, candy and caramel corn, honey and jam, pancakes and syrup, cheese and wine. Or create your own. Find unique gifts at Jolivet's with locally made arts and crafts. Shop local with locally made products and gifts. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
Looking for extraordinary savings on fine jewelry? Visit House Diamond Jewelers in downtown La Crosse. Save up to 70% off diamonds, gemstones, and gold jewelry during this limited time event. Inventory is going fast. When it's gone, it's gone. Hurry in to House Diamond Jewelers today.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Vernon County program is working with domestic violence offenders to lower the chances they reoffend. We're joined this morning by News 8 Now's Allison Fergott to learn more about the effort. Good morning, Allison.
Good morning, Alexandra.
So tell us a little bit, how does this program work?
Yeah, for sure. So basically anybody in Vernon County who is arrested for a domestic violence offense has the option to go through this program. Now, if somebody had a very violent offense, they might just send them straight through the legal justice system. But otherwise, they do have this opportunity to take part in this class. It's a 27-week course, and throughout the course, they talk about, how do you deal with conflict in a healthy way, and how do you deal with your emotions? Because it can be really hard sometimes when you feel that rush of anger or just overall upset to not kind of have that immediate reaction. And for a lot of the people who've gone through this program, they have said that they just that's what they learned growing up, was you just deal with things immediately and you don't take that step back, take that breath, and then assess. But through this program, they've really learned those steps on how do you deal with your emotions in a healthy way. And they have said the few people I talked to who have gone through the program said it completely changed their life and just how they interact with people. It's been, yeah, life-changing.
Wow, okay, probably a little bit of information we could all use in there.
Yes.
And so has this been successful? How's it been going?
Yeah, for sure. So they said that everyone who has gone through the program has not reoffended. Wow. So that's a huge, huge success rate, because a lot of times when people have these kind of offenses, there's a higher chance that they do reoffend.
Right.
I think I read a study that said around 40% of domestic violence offenders do reoffend. So to have that 40 to 0, that's eliminating a lot of violence and just overall crime in these communities. And it doesn't just impact that that one offender or maybe their partner. It has ripple effects to maybe their kids and just the overall community. So very, very successful. They're really proud of the results that they've been able to see, but they have run into an issue with funding for the program.
Okay.
They originally had a federal grant that was funding the program, and that was removed this spring. That just got canceled. The county was able to step up and kind of fill in that funding gap, but that was only till the end of the year. So tonight at 6, we'll talk about kind of what's going on now with that uncertainty with the funding.
Okay, that is tonight at 6, so we'll be looking for that. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
In our consumer news, mailing packages will cost you more next year. The Postal Service approved price increases for Priority Mail, Express Mail, and ground shipping. Priority Mail will go up nearly 7%, Ground Advantage up 8%, but the price of a first-class stamp will stay the same. eBay is making a comeback with AI. The company lost its spot as the second largest e-commerce platform to Walmart in 2020. Now eBay is investing in AI to compete with Amazon and Walmart. This year it launched 5 new AI features. And Walgreens hourly workers will no longer get paid time off for 6 major holidays, including Thanksgiving and Christmas. The change comes a month after Sycamore Partners acquired the pharmacy chain. Walgreens also laid off about 80 corporate employees last month. Last year, the company announced plans to close 1,200 underperforming stores. High grocery prices and tariffs could spoil your Thanksgiving menu this year. That's because the cost of some key holiday staples is up, as Jen Sullivan reports.
Outside the King Center in Atlanta, long lines of cars as people wait for free food to be handed out at this Thanksgiving food drive.
This is going to make a tremendous difference.
Miss Williams works part-time, but she says it's not enough to put food on her table. And it's not just Thanksgiving she worries about.
It's every day. It's tonight. I need dinner for tonight.
Her story is like so many others as the cost of food continues to rise.
We've seen an increased need. We've seen seniors coming that need assistance. We've seen families.
The government shutdown put a strain on already busy food banks, with millions of food stamp recipients not receiving assistance through the federally funded Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program known as SNAP, and hundreds of thousands of federal workers not getting paid. But rising food costs are making groceries more expensive for everyone.
But for many families, they're still struggling to put food on their table and keep that roof over their heads.
Average grocery prices are up nearly 3% from last September, according to the latest Consumer Price Index report. Prices for key Thanksgiving staples like potatoes, meats, fresh vegetables, and bakery products are all up. And tariffs have caused the price of many imported items like wine to jump. One wine store says prices are 5 to 12% higher this year. There is some good news. On Friday, President Donald Trump signed an executive order that retroactively lowered tariffs on beef, tomatoes, coffee, and bananas, as well as other products coming from agricultural imports. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Let's look at your consumer news. We'll send it over to Art now. He's got an update on our forecast.
All right, what we're going to be looking at, possibility of increasing clouds this afternoon, giving way to some rain and possible snow coming into the forecast. We finish out into the evening, into the overnight hours. We'll see that coming in tomorrow as well in the early morning hours. City Cam, you can see it's quiet as we can get into the forecast here locally, holding on to Eau Claire. You're looking at 22 degrees right there. It feels like 22 degrees. And in fact, as you get into it, the visibility is pretty good. Temperatures right now are 19 all the way down to about 30 degrees or so, 34 for Prairie du Chien. Now they warmed up a tad bit. Hold down to the possibility of this. Increasing clouds in the upper atmosphere in the morning hours. You can see here right now, over the last few hours, moisture is really starting to build up here. And as that continues to do so, it's going to be tracking its way closer to us as we go into the day. You can see the leading edge of that. It's already going through Billings, Montana, and continuing on. A better stretch of that, he sees it even more so by Rapid City, right there, going all the way out to areas right by Bismarck, and eventually coming our way with the leading edge of that all the way out about by Omaha right now, going all the way to St. Louis, and eventually possibly getting into our area later on this afternoon. Holding on as this comes in, cloud cover will start to push in. We'll see that get into our areas. So as we go to the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock hour, we're looking at least some rainfall potential, light stuff, getting into towards Black River Falls and between Winona, right back to Sparta as well. La Crosse, maybe even get a taste of that too, getting into Holman, popping into it as we go right back into the 9 o'clock hour at night. You'll see more showers possibly getting into the forecast there by the river, and eventually we'll see a mix of rain and snow starting to come into the forecast with, again, a better vantage point of more snow starting to develop right around here. As well as that continues on, you'll see that continue on to turn into real snow lingering and getting on the ground. We'll see more of a mix of rain and snow as you get into areas by Winona going towards La Crosse, with they're still in the rainfall here, as well as portions of Viroqua and all the way down to Boscobel and Prairie du Chien with light to moderate showers possible there. All the way out to Black River Falls, you're in the snow. Continuing on, as you get into Bookfield, they'll be doing the similar conditions, but Sparta, on the other hand, is going to also to make its way into a mix of rain and snow to continue on. Now, we'll also see Eau Claire is supposed to be in this as well, but right now it's looking, this model is showing that not so much, but granted, you'll get some snow up in Eau Claire, believe me or not, but you're on the outer periphery of it. You'll also be holding on to more rain and snow mixing in, getting to La Crosse, getting more snow on the ground now, turning into more snow. That continues on, begins to back off, though, as we get in the 1 o'clock hour going into the afternoon. Rain and snow backs off, backs away. We dry it out, and we stay dry going into the following day. Holding on to this, we get into tomorrow's lows for Tuesday. We'll see 20s and some 30s in the forecast. Yeah, it's going to be another cold morning hour, but of course the winds are light, so that's going to help out. You'll see more snow also up by I-94, but the bank of it is going to be mostly around a wintry mix for I-90, of course, holding on to that with another round of snow going into the forecast to finish out the day. You'll also see as you go through it for Eau Claire and La Crosse, you'll pick up again snow going to the afternoon, as I showed you before. Similar conditions for Eau Claire, finishing out by the morning hours. Better day with thick temperatures in the 30s and the 40s. Holding on to your highs for Tuesday, where you're in the 40s and some 30s mixed in there as well. Holding on to the possibility of that measurable snow as we get into it here. Once again, we'll go into the next few days, my friends, holding on to the possibility of this, getting into your forecast, looking at this, going to the 40s. You got 40s still continuing on, 50s by Thursday. More snow, I should say, more rainfall coming in for Thursday and possibly again for Friday as a 20% chance. Back to you.
A new study finds a quarter of veterans quit PTSD therapy before finishing. Why and how to help your veteran family members next. And the black box labels on hormonal treatments for menopause are being dropped. More on how this will impact women's health.
Coming up in sports action in the NFL, the Packers on the road looking to break a 2-game losing skid. Highlights coming up in the Morning Blitz.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
At Bethany St. Joseph, we understand that home is more than just a place, it's a feeling. That's why our team works to provide trusted support and an uplifting environment. In our assisted living communities, you'll find neighbors who become friends and days that inspire life, hope, and healing. Discover the warmth and support that make Bethany St. Joseph communities more than just a place to live. They are a place to thrive. We look forward to meeting you.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drugged driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills.
Honey, we need to get the new shower before the holidays.
Yeah, we need to get the dishwasher too.
Wait, did you see this?
We gotta go.
Now's the time to tackle those big projects. It's your last chance. Menards 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving Day. Don't wait to renovate. Finish your projects with help from Menards before it's too late.
And we got an 11% rebate too.
Beef dreams to be slow roasted by Arby's, tossed in hickory barbecue sauce, and sold 2 for $6. Who are you to deny dreams? Arby's, we have the meat.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
It was a local rehabilitation program for domestic violence offenders, and it was working, but a loss of federal funding threatened to shut it down. Tonight at 6, a look at why it's so successful and how the state stepped in to save it. Tonight at 6. News 8 Now, Sports.
Welcome to the Morning Blitz. It was an important week for the Packers. They entered Sunday on a 2-game losing streak and have scored just 20 total points over their last 2 games. But it's a new week, and Green Bay had a chance to pick up another win. Let's go to MetLife Stadium. Packers taking on the Giants, who just fired their head coach last week, and they came out ready to play. First drive of the game, and Devin Singletary is going to run it right up the middle. New York with an early lead. It's the first opening drive touchdown the Packers have given up all season. Second quarter, Love would leave the game with a shoulder injury, so enter Malik Willis. And Willis finds Watson for the score. PAT no good. Packers down 1. One more look at it. Great throw, great catch. Now, Love would return to the game, but Josh Jacobs would leave with an injury, so enter Emmanuel Wilson. And he's going to score from 12 yards out, his first of the year. Packers up 6, but New York would march down the field, and with a minute 15 to go before the break, it's Singletary again, his second of the game. Extra point missed. This one tied at 13 going into the break, but after the half, Green Bay came out swinging. Second and goal, Love going to find a wide open Josh Wiley. Another missed extra point. Packers go up 19-13. Fourth quarter, Giants at the goal line again, and this time it's Jameis Winston on the QB sneak. New York takes a 1-point lead. But here come the Packers. Just over 4 to play on 2nd and 7. Love to the corner of the end zone. And oh my, what a catch by Christian Watson. A 17-yard touchdown. 2-point conversion good. Packers go up 7. Man, what a game by Watson. But New York would still have a chance at the 14-yard line. Winston going to the end zone, but that's into the hands of Evan Williams as he puts this game to bed. Packers get back into the win column, 27-20, the final. Let's go over to Minneapolis. The Vikings hosting the 6-3 Chicago Bears. Vikings up 3 in the second quarter with a Bears strike. Kyle Monagai takes it in from 1 yard out. Bears take the lead later in the quarter. Now 10-3 Chicago. Vikings trying to get going. J.J. McCarthy taking a shot to the end zone, but that ball is picked off. McCarthy's second of the half. Bears lead by 7 going into halftime. Let's jump to the fourth quarter. Chicago now up 13, but here come the Vikings. Jordan Mason, what a run by him. 16 yards. Vikings within 6. Bears looking to go up by 9, but Cairo Santos kick no good. So that opens the door for Minnesota, and they would take advantage. Under a minute to play, McCarthy on 1st and 10, going to the end zone, and that's Jordan Addison making the catch. Vikings take the lead, but after a long kick return, Chicago would get into field goal range, and Santos is not gonna miss this one. 48 yards for the win. Bears take it 19-17, the final. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
During the Veterans Day sale at Home Furniture, get up to an extra 15% off sale prices. This sectional is just $29.49. Plus, get 3-year special financing, and Christmas decor is 50% off. Hurry, the Veterans Day sale at Home Furniture ends Tuesday.
Hunting season's almost here, which means Orange Friday is on at Fleet Farm. Enjoy great deals all week long, plus 2 big hunting giveaways in-store only. And be one of the first 500 when doors open at 6 a.m. Friday, November 21st to get your free Orange Friday hat. And Big Bucks Scratch-Off for up to 50% off your entire purchase. Don't miss our biggest hunting event of the season. And for even more Fleet Farm Hunt Week deals, go to fleetfarm.com/Orange Friday.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford Crew.
It's a great time to buy, great time for traditions.
It's like loading up a Ford SUV and going to Grandma's house. Hitting the slopes in a built wild Bronco.
Or making the big delivery with Ford F-Series.
Does it come in red? Making customers happy. That's my favorite tradition.
Like my sweater.
During the Ford year-end sales event, get 0% limited term APR financing with 0 down payment and 0 payments for up to 90 days on select 2025 Ford vehicles.
Are you shocked by letters like these that say your Medicare plan is no longer accepted at your provider or your Medicare plan is being canceled?
You started thinking, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? It was too confusing.
I think the fear is that you think you're older and who's going to take you? You know, what's out there, what's available. We came to Strive Medicare and everything was taken care of.
Felt like we didn't have to worry about it.
Call Strive Medicare today. We're here to help every step of the way.
Where's my donut?
I have no idea.
Savor life's sweetest moments with a 3-pack of premium donuts on sale for just $2.99.
At Johnson Tractor, we know farming isn't just a job, it's a way of life. That's why we're proud to be your trusted New Holland dealer, delivering top-of-the-line equipment and unmatched support. From the field to the barn, our team is here to keep you running strong with reliable service and expertise you can count on. Johnson Tractor, your New Holland dealer of choice. Visit us today and experience the difference.
It's the Veterans Day mattress sale at Home Sleep Express. Get up to an extra 15% off sale prices plus 3-year special financing on quality mattress brands including Luxuria and Thomas Cole Sleep during the Veterans Day mattress sale going on now at Home Sleep Express.
Miss a story or need to watch it again? Find them all on the News 8 Now app.
Late night snow coming in our forecast later on tonight. More about that in just a moment.
Right now this morning, the FAA has lifted its emergency flight reduction order at about 5 a.m. Up next, more info on how that impacts airports.
And the president posting overnight that House Republicans should release the Epstein files. More on his declaration to move on. A new study shows veterans are struggling with their mental health. We'll have those details. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Monday, November 17th. It is 6:30. Hope your week is off to a good start. We will send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett in the Weather Center, tracking some snow in the forecast today.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, indeed. We'll see as that comes in later on today, possibly into the evening and overnight hours. It's when it really gets into the forecast here. We'll see some rainfall start today, and eventually this measurable late night snow will come into the forecast. As you can see here, most of it is building out though at the Four Corners region, really starting to build up in the mountain northwest as well, and continuing to get closer to us. You can see the leading edge of that's already out there by Mason City out there right now. We'll also be picking up another view of this, getting into the current temperatures widespread in the teens and 20s this early morning, giving way to some 30s also down to the south. We're also seeing quiet weather out there. It looks quite beautiful there for City Cam, as you can see this early morning. Nice view there, holding on to how this all begins with increasing clouds later on. Eau Claire, on the other hand, we'll be looking at least some 20s, and in fact, the traffic's looking pretty good for you out there. Everybody's doing quite well. Other than that, you'll be seeing increasing clouds for La Crosse, getting into cloudier skies now, billowing in for the morning hours as well into the afternoon. We'll go to cloudy skies to finish the better part of the day with cool conditions for everybody. Holding on to 20s and, of course, some sunshine for Eau Claire as we finish out the morning hours, giving way to more cloudier skies to finish your day as well. High temperatures will be widespread in the 40s in your forecast, and eventually, as we get into it here, the rain amounts will be about ½ an inch to about 3/4 of an inch as we finish out for tonight, going into tomorrow morning. And then eventually, we'll see the snow. You can see maybe up to about an inch or so for La Crosse, portions of Winona as well, and then portions down to the south as well in your forecast. I'll have more about that coming up for you in just a moment.
Some breaking news now tied to Thanksgiving air travel. The FAA just lifted its emergency flight reduction order just in time for Thanksgiving travel. News 8 Now's Seth Padilla is live at the airport in La Crosse with the latest. Good morning,
Good
Seth.
morning, Alexandra. That order was put in place during the government shutdown, and it actually impacted La Crosse's regional airport. I was speaking with some of the employees, and they said they would see occasional cancellations from O'Hare, but that emergency flight reduction order has officially ended at 5 a.m. today. It forced airlines to cut flights at 40 major airports after air traffic controllers stopped showing up to work without pay. Now airlines can resume normal schedules. Controllers are back at work and getting bonuses for showing up.
It does appear that air traffic controllers are working. The call-outs are minimal, and they're all getting bonuses now if they came to work. So I think the morale there is up, as well as the TSA.
This comes just 10 days before Thanksgiving, the busiest travel period of the year, and the first flight left for Chicago today at 6 a.m. from La Crosse Regional Airport. Live at La Crosse's airport, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
All right, some good news for those holiday travelers. Thank you, Seth. And a shift from the president overnight. He wrote on social media House Republicans should vote to release the Epstein files, adding that it's time to move on. The House is set to vote tomorrow to force the release of all the DOJ files related to the dead convicted sex offender. CBS News' Bradley Blackburn reports.
President Trump is now urging House Republicans to vote to release the Jeffrey Epstein files, writing, quote, "We have nothing to hide."
They're using Jeffrey Epstein as a deflection from the tremendous success that we're having.
A House vote is expected tomorrow.
There are a lot of other people who are involved who have to be held accountable.
President Trump has directed a Justice Department probe into Epstein's ties to top Democrats, including former President Bill Clinton and major banks, after a House panel released more than 20,000 documents from the estate of the deceased sex offender, whom the president previously said he cut ties with years ago. Both Trump and Clinton have denied knowing of Epstein's crimes.
If they have ongoing investigations in certain areas, those documents can't be released. So this might be a big smokescreen.
The president had a public falling out with House GOP ally Marjorie Taylor Greene over her push for the release, calling her a traitor.
Those are the types of words used that can radicalize people against me and put my life in danger.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, I don't think her life is in danger.
Meanwhile, the USS Gerald Ford now sits in striking distance of Venezuela as the president weighs possible military operations.
It's all about drugs.
The president said Sunday that he may hold talks with Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro. This as the Pentagon also announced another strike against an alleged drug smuggling boat Saturday, killing 3 people. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
The U.S. military struck more than 20 drug smuggling boats, it says, killing more than 80 people. The Trump administration also plans to label a Venezuelan cartel as a terrorist organization, claiming Venezuela's president leads it. And at home, CASA for Kids holding its first fundraiser over the weekend. The event raised money and awareness for kids who've experienced abuse and neglect in La Crosse, Monroe, and Vernon counties. CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. They train volunteers to advocate for kids in the court system.
It is our job to make sure that we can recruit and train a community volunteer that is going to consistently be in this child's life throughout the duration of their case.
The organization says children with a CASA volunteer are less likely to return to the welfare system and be more likely to be adopted or reunited with their family. A quarter of veterans who start therapy for PTSD quit before finishing treatment. Idaho State researchers found one-on-one therapies had the highest dropout rates, while group-based therapy had lower dropouts. PTSD affects about 7% of veterans and can raise the risk of heart disease and stroke. The first human case of bird flu in 9 months has been reported in the U.S. A Washington State resident is in the hospital with the virus. Officials say it's a strain that hasn't been seen in humans before. It's not known how the patient caught the virus. Last week, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration announced that after 20 years, it's righting a medical wrong. In a pivotal move, agency officials said they're taking steps to remove the black box warning on many hormone treatments for women with menopause. Maribel Gonzalez reports.
The FDA is standing with science and standing with women.
In 2002, an outside panel of experts halted a large government-funded study called the Women's Health Initiative, citing concerns that the risks of taking a combination of estrogen and progesterone, such as a higher likelihood of certain cancers, outweighed the potential benefits to study participants. This prompted the FDA to order a black box warning on estrogen-containing therapies in 2003.
Black box warnings on HRT products discourage doctors from prescribing and patients from inquiring about these products. Those fears shape decades of medical guidance, family decisions, and FDA policy.
More than 2 decades later, the FDA is removing warning labels on many medications that could help women mitigate menopause symptoms.
Women have endured sleepless nights, derailed careers, painful sex, broken bones, and a loss of well-being, all because the science was misread.
Medical groups, including the American College of Obstetricians, have pushed for the removal of the warning label.
There's no doubt that women will feel better from hot flashes, from night sweats, from sleep disturbances.
But experts caution that not all hormone therapy carries the same risks.
It's really important that patients have a conversation with their physician about their specific risks. This does not open up, the can, so everyone should go out and run and get a hormone replacement therapy prescription.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
Rebecca's turning 88, all right? Excuse me. She loves being healthy at home, spending time with her brother as well.
Happy birthday, Rebecca. And Maynard is 80. He loves dancing, singing, and playing cards.
Hey, Mary is 80. She loves spending time with her family and helping with her church.
Jean is 88. She loves working out, her church, and her family.
And Merlin's 88. He loves traveling and spending time with his family.
If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Send their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for some pictures about another home tab on our website.
Coming up, secrets to celebrating the holidays without breaking the bank when our financial expert joins us on Mindful Monday.
I'm exhausted. Shopping for a mattress is just so confusing.
Sounds like mattress shopophobia. At Slumberland, our sleep counselors are here to help you find the best mattress without any pressure.
But awesome pressure relief.
Slumberland. Stop stressing, start sleeping.
Wait, did you see this?
We gotta go. That's right. Menards 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving Day. Hurry in and wrap up those big projects. Transform your walls with the handcrafted look of Mohawk's Sandrio ceramic tiles. Only 99 cents each after rebate. Complete your tiling project with professional tack power grout. Pick up a 7-pound bag for just $18.99 after rebate. Now's the time to complete your project. The 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving Day.
Save big money at Menards.
Everyone's gearing up for the holidays. The best friend.
Happy together.
And the first timer. The neighborhood hero. And the out-of-towners. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Get 0% financing on all 2026 Silverado 1500 pickups. That's $6,873 total value on this Silverado. Plus, current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance.
After I decided my pain was too much, and my doctor actually suggested that I do visit the Good Feet store. Pretty amazing when they put the arch supports in your shoe and you walk around and you realize there's not pain, and you think, how can this arch support in my shoe make my back pain go away? But it works. And how can it make my knee pain go away? It was incredible.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
Things are moving fast here on Highway 61, where we're updating our facilities to become the new Sugarloaf Automotive. Still with the same great sales and service team, along with great deals. A new Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited up to $9,000 off MSRP during the Black Friday sales event. Or a new Ram 1500 Laramie Crew Cab up to $15,000 off and 3.9% for 72 months. Come see us today on the sunny side of Highway 61, Winona.
Even getting out of bed is a struggle.
Sounds like a lot of pressure.
And pain.
Good thing you came to Slumberland. This Tempur Pro Adapt provides adaptive support and pressure relief to help you sleep.
Getting out of this bed is gonna be a struggle.
Slumberland. Stop stressing, start sleeping.
Well, good morning to you. Measurable light snow possible later on tonight, getting into the overnight hours and into your morning for tomorrow on Tuesday. Giving way to this, a mix of rain and snow possible out of the forecast as well. But for now, we're looking at this batch of moisture coming out of the Four Corners region right here. You can see that continuing on with more moisture coming out of the Pacific as well, coming up from the Baja California Peninsula. We'll also see that continue to push more of this cloud cover into our region once we get into the 12 o'clock hour this afternoon. And as we do that, we'll see this continue to be with us for the better part of the day. Now, as the kids are getting out of school, by the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock hour, maybe some light rainfall trying to pop through the area, maybe a sprinkle or two working through the region. And eventually, as we go to the 9 o'clock hour, that rainfall starts to really start to hit the ground there in the form of showers, and continues on with the light to moderate showers trying to cross the river, and eventually it does. And we'll see that turn into some mix of rain and snow going to the forecast. We go right into the 4 o'clock hour. Now you see that for Red Wing. This is 4 a.m. in the morning. Red Wing all the way down to Winona, back down to La Crosse. You've got showers mostly, but you've got a mix of rain and snow associated with that, with showers down to Roqua, all the way down with more showers down to areas by Prairie du Chien and Boston and Richland Center. Now up by Eau Claire, you're on the drier side of things, but you may have a shower or two possibly getting your forecast as this system kind of edges up a little bit closer towards you, and then it pushes in some light rainfall and a mix of rain and snow getting up a little bit higher now, which is something that hasn't happened that much as I've shown you before. Now you're going to be seeing more snow starting to work into areas by Winona, going all the way to Black River Falls down that blue, holding on right back down to areas right into, say, between Wisconsin Dells as well as Viroqua right in here. Sparta, you're getting that mix as well. Holding on to La Crosse, you're getting more snow on the ground now. And as we get into the 1 o'clock hour and going into the afternoon for tomorrow, it all begins to taper off, backs down and moves away. We'll see by the time we get into 3 o'clock hour, we're done. Kids are out of school, and we've got the winds coming out of the east. And eventually that rainfall and snow all begins to end. We'll hold on to the possibility of about a half an inch to an inch of rain, about a half an inch to about 3/4 of an inch of rainfall. We'll even tack in some snow associated with that as well. We're looking at maybe an inch, maybe an inch plus in the forecast. You can see here, mostly in the blue for La Crosse, getting into areas right by Winona as well. Mostly folks down to the river valley. Not really happening too much down through the areas there, but you can see we're going to be getting some decent snow in the forecast. We'll also hold on to the possibility of clouds increasing for the better part of the day as we go through tomorrow as well. Morning snow giving way to afternoon cloudiness, and of course cooler conditions with the 30s and the 40s in the forecast. A little bit of sunshine for Eau Claire, but you're getting back into some decreasing clouds to finish your overnight hours. And you'll also be seeing highs for Tuesday. You'll be looking at some 40s and some 30s in the forecast for tomorrow. Giving way to this as you hold on to it. Cooler conditions today, which will reside all the way into Wednesday. Then you'll get seasonal average temperatures by Thursday. That's going to be short-lived because by the time we get back into Friday, you're back into it again with more chances of showers coming in with 45-degree temperatures working in the forecast with more 40s to finish out going through the weekend and beyond. Be safe and have a great day.
The holidays are fast approaching, and that means so are the extra expenses. But with the right plan, you can keep your budget in check. Here to share her expert strategies is Jamie Bauman from Affinity Plus. Welcome, Jamie. Great to see you as always.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
So shoppers are doing so a little bit earlier this year. What's driving that early shopping trend?
Yeah. Welcome to the holiday 2025 season.
Yeah,
we are here, right? We are here. And like you said, almost 50% of shoppers have already started their holiday shopping before Halloween.
Wow.
I'm not part of that percentage, but for those who are, good work.
Yes.
And that's really being driven by increased prices, right? Everybody's feeling that a little bit more in their pocket. In fact, 2 in 5 or 40% of shoppers are a little bit extra worried about what that's going to look like for their holiday season this year. But with some great budgeting and some mindful spending, you can still have a really meaningful holiday season this year.
Okay, great to know.
All right, so how can families manage that financial pressure and, of course, rising costs you just mentioned?
So budgeting is the key, right? I've been here before and I've shared that budgeting tip. It really is crucial to having a successful, not only holiday season, but just financial health. And so by doing that, you can look at your income, see what your expenses are. Really those need expenses. Maybe not the wants necessarily, but the needs. And looking at the difference of that, that's your budget. And by really sticking with that, that's what's gonna help you have a stress-free, happy holiday season. And if you haven't started saving, that's okay. Even just an automatic transfer of $10 a week from your checking to your savings account will be able to give you a nice little cushion before the end of the year. Also, when you're doing your budget, don't forget about those last-minute gifts or those last-minute events or potluck with friends or dinner with coworkers, because those can really derail a budget quickly.
Those can add up fast, we do know that. And so over half of shoppers impulse bought last year. Any advice to avoid that? It's so hard. I mean, holiday this, holiday that. It's also cute. We want to buy it all, right?
Yes, absolutely. So that holiday budgeting and holiday in tracking your finances is really what's going to kind of keep you accountable to what it is that you can spend. I also like to remind people to put your blinders on and stay in your lane. It's okay to not keep up with the Joneses, or maybe another family is doing X, Y, and Z. Do what's best for your family, because at the end of the year, that's really, you know, what this is all about. It's also the tension that comes with that extra holiday shopping is really a focus of the younger generation, the Gen Z, who are really taking a step back and seeing what it is that they can afford. So I think we can all take a lesson from that, right? And maybe not going above and beyond for that gift, or seeing if there's a homemade gift that you can do, a recycled gift. I know that there's some faux pas around that, but really what's ever best for you and your family is what's going to be the best option. One cool tip that I like to do is Affinity Plus offers what's called Stash Your Cash, which is a digital way to save some money. It rounds your transactions to the next nearest dollar and puts that change in your savings account. So it's kind of like emptying your pockets at the end of the night. And so by doing that throughout the year, even if it's $1 a day, really by the time that the holidays come, you've got a nice little chunk of money, and it's a really effective way to be saving that it's not going to impact your day-to-day life.
Yeah, that is a great idea.
Are there any other tips you have?
Yeah, so keeping an eye out for sales is always the best idea. And again, just really being meaningful. Like I said, homemade gifts, handmade gifts. I think this year a lot of the meaningful and the intentionality of gifts is really going to help people be successful.
And people will definitely understand, right? And so if people do end up overspending, how can we get back on track maybe after the holidays?
Yes, a great question. So if you go into the holiday season and you've overspent, you're not alone. We know that credit card debt is usually one of the highest coming off of the holiday season. Those January credit card statements come and everybody kind of is like, what have I gotten myself into, right? Yes. That new year, new you is like, oh no, last year I still have to pay for, right? So really taking a look at those statements all at the same time, looking at them to see what the balances are, seeing how you can effectively pay those down without paying extra interest. Of course, if you're ever struggling with how to make sense of all of that, Affinity Plus has certified financial coaches that would love to sit down and help you with a budget for you and a game plan for you. That's a free service for all of our members, and it really helps some people get back on track.
Okay, sounds great. Well, thank you as always for being here with us this morning, Jamie.
Thanks so much.
Stay with us. We're back right after this.
I'm Gail King, coming right up on CBS Mornings. Grammy Award winner and music mogul DJ Khaled on your screen will be live and in studio to talk about his new music, Another One. That's what he always says. And it's Beg Knows America. David introduces us to a young man who's crisscrossing the heartland of America, finding goodness one tiny town at a time. That's nice. That's coming right up on CBS Mornings.
At Top Dog Retreat in West Salem, your pup isn't just boarded, they're pampered. From tail wagging daycare to cozy overnight stays, we treat every dog like our own. Safe, clean, and full of fun. Book today at booktopdog.com. Top Dog Retreat, a bark above the rest.
I'm standing here at the warehouse this morning where some 30 to 40 installers depart every morning. You've been thinking about new windows. I've been thinking about new windows for over 40 years. And my promise to you is that these fine installers that leave here every morning install the finest windows available in the market today, expert installation, always at a good value. If you're looking for new replacement windows, today would be a great day to reach out to the board store and set up a prompt free estimate.
Once we hired Schwebel, Getz & Sieben, the stress of the legal aspect of my accident was totally alleviated.
What was really nice is that Schwebel, Getz & Sieben provided not only outstanding care and thoughtfulness, but they also brought a fantastic conclusion to what was a terrible situation.
I would recommend Schwebel, Getz & Sieben without hesitation.
You need an experienced attorney on your side. Schwebel, Getz & Sieben.
Hey, Dominic here. I want to show you how easy it is to make award-winning chili using our chili seasoning. First, brown 1 pound of ground beef with 1/2 cup of onion and 1/2 cup of celery. Then add 1 can of kidney beans, 1 can of tomato sauce, 1/2 cup of water, and 2 teaspoons of chili seasoning. Let that simmer for 30 minutes and you're good to go. Get chili seasoning and over 40 other blends at the outlet store on Ward Avenue, La Crosse. It's definitely a winner.
Are you shocked by letters like these?
Let's say your Medicare plan is no longer accepted at your provider, or your Medicare plan is being canceled.
You started thinking, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? It was too confusing.
I think the fear is that you think you're older and who's going to take you? You know, what's out there, what's available. We came to Strive Medicare and everything was taken care of. Felt like we didn't have to worry about it.
Call Strive Medicare today. We're here to help every step of the way.
At Top Dog Retreat in West Salem, skip the mess and hassle at home. Our climate-controlled self-serve dog wash is open 24 hours to keep your dog clean, dry, and ready for their next adventure. Top Dog Retreat, a bark above the rest.
It was a local rehabilitation program for domestic violence offenders, and it was working, but a loss of federal funding threatened to shut it down. Tonight at 6, a look at why it's so successful and how the state stepped in to save it. Tonight at 6.
Okay, let's see. Headlines from News 8 Now? Check. Live updates all day? Check. Local breaking news? Yep. Weather every 10 minutes? Yes, please. Well, that was an easy choice. News 8 Plus. It puts the now in your day.
What is a hero? Not the kind from comic books and movies, saving the day. We're talking about everyday heroes, those with a special kind of courage or ability, those saving the day, one person at a time. News 8 Now wants to find those heroes and thank them for bettering our community. Go to news8000.com, click on Features, then Hometown Heroes to nominate someone you feel is truly a hometown hero. You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
The La Crosse Symphony Orchestra honoring veterans with a special performance. The annual Salute to Service concert included a new orchestral version of Aaron Copland's Violin Sonata.
The FAA has lifted its emergency flight reduction order today at 5 a.m. It forced airlines to cut flights at 40 major airports after air traffic controllers stopped showing up to work without pay. But now airlines can resume normal schedules. Controllers are back at work and getting bonuses for showing up. This comes just 10 days before Thanksgiving, which is the busiest travel period of the year. But experts say passengers should still check airline apps for delays or cancellations, and the first flight left here for Chicago at 6 a.m. Reporting live from the airport, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
The House is expected to vote as soon as tomorrow on a bill that calls for the release of all the DOJ's files on convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene is among GOP lawmakers pushing for those files to be released. Over the weekend, President Trump said he'll no longer support Greene, calling her a traitor, but on social media overnight, he called on Republicans to release the files. Casa for Kids held a fundraiser over the weekend, raising money and awareness for children who've experienced abuse and neglect in La Crosse, Monroe, and Vernon counties.
It is our job to make sure that we can recruit and train a community volunteer that is going to consistently be in this child's life throughout the duration of their case.
The organization says children with CASA volunteers are less likely to return to the system and more likely to be adopted or reunited with family.
All right, the snow line right about now is where you're seeing that cloud field go right over Eau Claire right about now. So that's where we're having all that cold air right now. Getting into the forecast, we're going to be seeing highs today, pretty much in the 40s widespread. So we're on the cooler side of things. Giving way to snow later on tonight, which will be miserable, by the way. You get to an inch or plus, you can see, for the areas in the blue. Especially for La Crosse, getting into Winona as well, and possibly up to Black River Falls near that, and then all the way down towards areas by Viroqua. We'll hold on to the rain and snow in the forecast, giving way to 40s for the next few days, and 52 once you get into Thursday, with another chance of showers on the way, and another chance by Friday as well. Back to you.
All right, 'tis the season. Start tracking some of that snow.
Right.
Okay, thank you, Art. Thank you for waking up with us. Coming up at noon, we'll have more on that flight restriction lift and what passengers can expect ahead of the busy holiday travel crush.